Amazing. I have
and welcome back to the show. It's me, Hugh, and Sandra's here, and now we have Skylar.
Super excited for this.
We have Tamare down from Barrie.
Is it Tamar or Tamara?
It's Tamare.
Tamar.
Tamare Whitewolf.
Tamare Whitewolf.
That's my name.
Okay, so White Wolf, I'm getting the feeling this is Aboriginal or something.
Yeah, I am part native. Both of us are part native.
Wow.
And Italian, I am.
See, Skylar's got blue eyes.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't always shine through quite as bright as it could, I guess.
Yeah.
But everybody, when you think of native, you don't think of your coloring. So it's kind of cool to see.
Well, it was interesting because his father has brown eyes and so do I. But both it has to be both sides of the family. So Skylar's father's mother is blue-eyed and my father is blue-eyed. So.
Wow, but that's a recessive gene. What are
lucky.
they? Well, it's not that there's anything wrong with brown eyes, because brown eyes are beautiful too.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it here, because we're talking about paganism,
yes,
right?
We are, yep.
And we're talking about festivals and some other stuff. But Tamar, why don't you just or Skylar, give us this. Like, what's your story? How did you get into this? Unless you've always been into this.
Are you a mother-son team?
Yes, we are. We are a mother-son team. Mm-hmm. We own Earth and Sky Connection in Barrie, Ontario.
What's it called? Earth
and Sky Connection.
Okay.
It's a metaphysical store, multicultural medicine shop, basically. And it's evolved from that. I mean, originally I was always involved in astrology, palmistry, numerology.
All ologies.
All the ologies. And eventually I just got more and more into psychic work and psychic things. And even when as a youngster, I was doing and saying unusual things, but not really sure of what it was because I didn't have anyone in direct family to talk to me about it. And that was because it was a breach with my father. My mother didn't have him in our lives. Mm-hmm. I found out later, much later, after I'd already been doing it for 7 to 10 years, that I come from a line of psychics, 5 generations, and my son, of course, is a 6th generation. So we had to bring it back into the family. Mm-hmm. But my grandmother and my great-grandfather were both well-to-do and well-known tea leaf readers, actually.
What were tea leaf readers? Whereabouts?
Yeah,
like where?
In North Bay region.
Oh, yeah? That's where my mom's from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Some people have this look of being psychic. Mm-hmm. You have that look.
I know, it kind of comes naturally.
You have that look. Yeah. And actually, Skylar, you have it too. Yeah. It's very funny because, some people are like, oh, you're psychic. You never would have guessed that. I would guess that.
Yeah.
It's not the purple hair, I swear.
No,
it's nothing to do. There's just something about, there's, you can just, and it's funny because you're living in Barrie, but you said you're from up north.
I'm actually from the beaches.
Oh, you're born, wow.
Born in the beaches region.
Wow,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what's your North Bay connection?
No, that's where my bloodline comes from.
Okay,
that's my bloodline.
Very cool. Yeah. So when you were younger, Tamara, did you speak, did you hear voices or have visions?
Not exactly. I just always knew what the animals needed and stuff like that. Just,
oh, wow.
And I didn't like that man, and then I saw the way he would talk to someone, or, just stuff like that.
Could you see things that were going to happen?
Not really.
Okay.
Not that I can remember, no. Not at all. But my interest is not just in psychicism. It's anything that I guess doesn't fit the norm. The mainstream
stuff.
Yeah, the mainstream society was, it's there. You're living in it, but it wasn't really interesting to me. And I guess I just was always looking for more, searching for more reason to live. To.
There's got to be more. There's got to be more.
And there always was. I mean, I remember the one question I asked myself that drove myself absolutely crazy was, what's on the other side of space?
Oh, very cool.
Like, what is that?
Did you find out?
Well, sort of.
Okay, what?
And I think it's the psychic realms. It's that energy, that vibration, that I think we all have an opportunity to tap into. Yes. It's just many people have been feared away from it. Religion has taken a lot of people and force them into a box.
On purpose, right?
Well, to keep control of them, right? And I guess I never really worked well with that. Never did.
Wow.
So paganism is more than just psychicism. It's healers and, crafters, artists, all of these, any one of the muses. Anyone who's working with the muses is really aligning on some level to that psychic or to that pagan realm.
So I'm pretty ignorant when it comes to the whole pagan thing, but when I think of paganism, I think of Wicca.
Well, that would be one. Think of Christianity and then all that springs from it.
Okay.
So paganism is like that, and all that springs from it.
That gives me a lot to work with.
Earth-based spiritual belief systems, basically, and there's many.
Okay.
So for myself, I follow more of a Native American. I kind of align a bit with the Wicca as well.
Okay.
Although I'm not Wiccan.
Okay.
Most of my friends are, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I have more of a Native American or shamanism is really my thing.
Right.
Which isn't really truly Native American. It's more Siberian from that area. But it's also found in the Celtic regions like Druidry, those types of things.
So, shaman, are you a shaman?
I'm a shaman spiritualist, yes.
Okay.
What is that? What is a shaman spiritualist? I know medicine, men and women.
Yes. Well, I work with the medicines. I work with herbs. Okay. I'm a seer. Really, that is what I am. So I'm a psychic who's also capable and able to help others heal or bring their issues to the surface and start working with them. Sometimes they use herbs. Sometimes it's counsel. Sometimes it's deep meditation. Sometimes you got to bring them way back in journey work and pull them out, because this is where a lot of our issues are. Mm-hmm. And we live day to day without really looking at them.
So, Skylar, can we just kind of get your take on all this stuff and how you find it is, with your mom and with all
that's
this?
Just it, right? Like, as far as I was lucky, right? I got to grow up in the midst of my mother growing her business, and I got to learn a lot of really valuable things. And I was lucky enough to also not have a parent that was necessarily driving me to any specific goal. I got to kind of pick my own feelings and my own beliefs, and that was definitely a benefit to me, because my mom's saying that she's, she focuses a lot on native traditions and things like that. I've kind of decided to go to a more Celtic tradition myself, but we both still focus on a lot of the very same base traditions and a lot of the same teachings and things like that. So, it's like paganism is kind of like... it's kind of the way that you love, It's you get to be able to gather the things that you feel you need, and not so much oppression. It's kind of a.
So you're young, and how do you have friends that are like this, or do you lead like a normal young life, or how does that work?
Normal for, I guess it's normal's a broad term, right? But
Okay, what is normal for you?
Normal for me, I'd say, normal for a lot of other people as well, really. So I think the best way to say it is everybody has their own brand, and there's lots of people who, even though they might not necessarily be interested in Celtic or shaman traditions or whether we're not, the thing is that I tend to attract people that are just interested. And whatever they're interested in, whether it be anything from Eastern traditions to, beyond. It's just good to be open, and I think that's really what I attract, is just open people. I find there's a lot more these days, too. As we come up in my generation, our generation as young people, we definitely are starting to grow into a more collected consciousness, I think.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. It seems like, when people... people talk about how the religion, people are falling away from the churches and that sort of thing, right? And obviously, they are, a lot of them, moving into other, disciplines, or shamanism could be one. There's a whole bunch of them, right? Mm-hmm. Are you guys finding that? And what does that mean?
It's really hard to answer that question, because I'm not into religion.
Yeah.
But I can say this, a lot of religious people are questioning their religion because there's been so many bad things that have happened, with many priests in jail. We don't have to go any further than that. There's a history. All the things that have happened to the native people because of the Jesuits, or the witches because of the burning times. These types of things have really made people stop and go, wait a minute. that's not really very spiritual. That's not really religious, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So I think in the quest for the religion to sort of keep everyone under control, they put a lot of negativity in there with assimilation and genocides and all of these things. So a lot of people fall away. They don't really know what they're looking for. So a lot of people are sitting in the middle, not fence sitters, sort of not knowing where to go. Paganism has offered them an opportunity to fall into something that means something to them. And I think with that is because it's a wide range of where you can sit there. You can go with more native, Wiccan, Druidry. Well, there's even different types of Wicca. There's voodoo is another thing that fits in there. Buddhism, some of the Mexican ways,
like
and so on. Yeah, right. They didn't follow a Christian belief system in the core and the originating ways, but now I got this new term that I've come up with. It's called Pagrianity. Because I see Christianity and paganism in one person. You can see it because they were raised Christian, and yet they've decided to go more pagan in their ways. And a lot of this started when we started being more conscious of what's happening to the earth. This is when it really started. Environmental concerns caused a lot of this upheaval for people because people were saying, don't pay attention to the earth, pay attention to God. So then we stopped looking after the earth. We start caring about what was happening with the earth.
Yes.
But that has really helped a lot of people sort of stop and go, wait, I'm not just going to go with the grandfathered in religion. I'm going to choose what's right for me. And that's why Skylar was able to pick what was, right for him. I didn't tell him what to pick. I never force-fed him anything. I just lived my life, and then as he started to evolve, I just made sure there were many people around him to help him learn. This is what Pagan Fest is all about.
And that's something. So tell us about Pagan Fest. And that's just one of a number of festivals, right?
Well, there's many festivals in Ontario now. They used to be hidden and quiet, but now they're much more open. But Pagan Fest, we started doing that in 2008, and we started with looking at the the 4 greater Sabbats, and then it became too much after too many years of it. So we now we're down to 3 anyways. And what we do is Seed Fest, which is our May 1st weekend, and that is to celebrate Beltane, the awakening of the earth.
I love Beltane.
Right?
Beltane. What is Beltane?
Beltane is the awakening of the earth and the new fertile grounds. And, there's gods and goddesses in all different genders that, sectors that different pagans will celebrate. It's an awakening of the Lord and Lady. It's when we dance the maypole. Lots of fun.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Okay, Hugh, we should go on location there.
Yeah, right?
A little bird by the name of Mary kind of planted that seed.
Right.
Yeah.
I love the idea. Now, Pagan
No
Fest,
pressure.
our big one.
Okay.
Our big one is Pagan Fest. We call it the Pagan Fest series. So Seed Fest is first.
Okay.
And it's basically programming and workshops and vendors for one day. People are camping Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but the program's just for one day.
Wow.
Okay. Then Pagan Fest is July 13th to the 18th. It's always held on the 3rd weekend in July. So and it goes from Wednesday to Monday. And that's the big one, of course.
Wednesday to Monday, that's almost a whole week.
Yeah, right? It is.
Wow.
And then our last one is Muse Fest. And that is the first weekend in October. So it goes like this. Seed Fest is a Beltane experience.
Okay.
Pagan Fest is a Lunasa experience. And these are the fire gods, celebrating the heat of summer and the first or second harvest, depending on where you are. It is really cool.
Wow.
And then the last one is Muse Fest, and that's our Samhain harvest. Samhain is like it's like what we know as Halloween.
Yes.
Do you spell it Samhain?
Yes. That's exactly how you spell it.
but you say it's Samhain.
Samhain.
What's with that?
I didn't make it up. I just follow the rules. You won't see me follow too many, but those ones I do. So yeah, that's basically the same type of fest as Seed Fest. It's a one-day programmed fest with the weekend. If you
so one
dare.
is like opening up the Seed Fest, and the other one is kind of like a going to sleep kind of
the harvest, right?
Yeah.
It's the harvest.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's celebrating our ancestors. At Samhain, we celebrate our ancestors, and we celebrate the abundance that the earth has given us, and we give thanks for our gifts, our muses, the things that we have gathered from our ancestors. So this is when we give thanks to that. And then the middle one is when we party and have fun and show off our skills and our crafts and
Because that's what we've been waiting for all year. Is
Yeah.
that good weather.
You got
finally,
it.
right?
Especially in this country.
Now, speaking of, is it an outdoor festival?
Yes, it is.
So what happens when the weather ain't so good?
We don't have a great turnout.
But it's the 13th to the 18th. You got 5 days. Surely you're going to have some good days.
Last
in there,
year
right?
was super hot.
Yeah.
2 days we had of heat. And of course it does, if it's really hot or really rainy, it's going to affect the numbers.
Oh, really? Even the super hot does?
Oh yeah, it cooks people out of their tent pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't. Oh, that's the thing about camping, right?
Yeah.
You
Right.
got to be out by the sun's up by
Yeah.
7. You
Well,
can't
we
be
have
there.
water there too, which is nice, you know, and it's usually your own discretion kind of thing. And we live by a river, but I swim in it all the time.
Yeah.
So wait, where are these festivals?
Our property's at 461 Penetanguishene Road. It's on the southern tip of Penetanguishene Road, which is on the edge of Barrie. We have 7 acres, though, and we have a beautiful creek that runs through it. Sometimes it's a river, and sometimes it's a creek. But in July, we can swim in it. It's beautiful.
I know that road. I've been on that road.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
And this is where you have all the Seed Fest, the
Yes.
Pagan Fest, and the Samhain.
And we have our Earth and Sky Connection store there. We have 2 stores.
Okay.
We have one in Barrie, right at the downtown core at 5 Points, and that's our big store, and that has everything open 7 days a week. But then we also have our other store. We call it the Witchy Garden Shop, Earth and Sky Connection, the Witchy Garden Shop, Shamanic Healing Retreat and Learning Center. It's where I do my classes. I teach all kinds of esoteric classes. And
Where's that at? On Penetang
that's
Road?
the same place where the festivals are. And we have a store there that is full of 400 herbs, oils, salves, potions, lotions, sprays,
Potions and lotions.
all of it.
So what else do you have?
Wait a second. Do you do white or black magic?
White.
Okay.
If you want to, I don't know. I don't call it white or black, but in the terms that you're asking, I would say I do good magic.
Okay, so that means white is good. And see, that's how ignorant I am.
I don't do anything bad towards others, that's for sure.
Okay.
In our
No.
beliefs, whatever you put out, you get back.
Right. Like I have voodoo dolls at home, and I have one of him.
do?
No, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
Well, did
They
you
were
know
used for
voodoo
good
dolls
things.
were not meant the way we are using them?
I have no doubt of that.
Well, think of when you put acupuncture to your body. It's deflating the problem. And in the old days, that's how the voodoo people would do it. If someone was sick, they'd have to cut their hair and their nails and bring it up to the mountain doctor because a sick person couldn't get there. So he'd make a
my
doll,
God.
and then he would deflate the illness with the pins. Look how we twisted it up. Was never used to hurt someone.
Oh my God.
Although you could.
Just like anything else, you can use it
For a
for
good,
bad
yeah.
or good.
Yeah.
It was
Wow, I
definitely
did not.
started in a good
That's so
place.
interesting. So is acupuncture a good thing too?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it's scary, but it's probably great. Yeah,
I've
I've
had
never
it done.
had it done.
Yeah.
Have you?
No,
I haven't.
never had it done. No.
It's very helpful.
Maybe I should try it.
And these are
I'm
the
scared of it.
types of things that we call alternative healing,
Yes. Yes.
right?
Which are
Because-
so taboo in so many ways in North America.
But even in that type of healing, we have to be careful because there's traditions where the heroic tradition, and then there's the wise woman tradition, the scientific tradition. The scientific tradition is more the doctors and stuff that we're used to.
okay.
The heroic tradition is when we go to acupuncturists or chiropractors and looking for a hero.
Okay.
But with the wise woman tradition, this is why we have herbs. We are using them more to help heal ourselves and being empowered by that personal connection you have with the herbs
And then the earth.
and the earth. Yeah.
And then that probably spills over to once you start feeling connected to the earth, you can start feeling the rain, you can start feeling the wind and the heat and all that, right? That opens you up to all of those things, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow. So, Skylar, do you give any kinds of classes and workshops too?
I've done a couple small workshops at our festivals, but I don't hold any for the business. But I do psychic work as well and things like that. And I've just kind of, I've just started to enter into doing it in the more professional scene there. But I really do love it. It's definitely, I've done lots of different other things on the way, through my childhood, working on farms and stuff like that. But I definitely found a really good, comfortable nook where I am. And I definitely feel that there was a lot of growth to get there, but definitely happy to be there.
I love your energy.
Thank you.
Yes. You know what he and I just did recently? It was really wonderful. Skylar's been training psychically for 4 years now, although he's always been. He used to answer the questions to my students from his bedroom. In my tarot class. I teach tarot. I have for 25 years. And he's in the class. But anyways, he's done very well. And he's been doing psychic readings now on his own. But I took him to our first ever mother-son psychic party, where we both did readings for 20 people. And he was well loved. All the young ladies went to him.
Well, I wonder why.
Yeah, right? He was well loved.
It was a lot of fun. It's nice to be able to give back. Yeah. You know, I definitely... a lot of people, especially because of the society we live in, are lost. You know, and even if I can only do a little bit, it's nice to be able to do anything. You know, anybody, even people that just come into the shop and have questions around how to cleanse themselves and how to smudge. Like, you'd be surprised how few people even know what smudging is, or cleansing your own energy field is all about. You know, that's something that it's really important to do. It's like bathing. You know, you think you want to do that more than once a week, it's probably healthy for you.
Yeah. You know, I get the feeling that Skylar's one of those advanced, like, indigo. Well, no, probably
definitely
crystalline kids or indigo kids.
You're in the right realm.
Yeah, and that's definitely So he comes with a little different wiring.
Wonderfully right.
I like to think that there's a lot of us coming in our generation. Like I was saying, I'd like to think that I don't know, somehow, somewhere along the line, it's been instigated for some kind of upgrading, enlightenment. Yeah. We need to open up more than just what we can see through these two eyes, you know, and it's important.
And it's interesting because it's really about going back too, right? So it's these new kids who have these advanced abilities to show us how to go back.
Yeah. It makes me laugh when they call it New Age, because the truth is really what we're tapping into is a lot older than some of the things that we might be experiencing in our New Ages.
I call it the old New Age. Right?
Makes total sense.
We decided, because it's so important to educate people in these areas, because it's really hard to give you real full clarity about what's going on in a half an hour, to be honest with you. That's why was really difficult for me to decide what to talk about. But what we did was we developed a corporation called Canadian Pagan Spiritualist. It's just a year old, January, I guess it's a year and a bit now. And the purpose for that was to help find funds to continue to help people, especially who could not afford classes, because these classes are all done by individuals who have to charge. They're not done in a mainstream community or education facility. So we developed this organization so we can start getting some money, and we do barter right now. We're still doing barter for people to come and take classes, and also to support festivals such as Seed Fest, Pagan Fest, and Muse Fest, which up until now my son and I have donated all our time and money for all these years. So maybe in the few years.
A lot more work than you'd think.
Oh yeah.
Lots of work to do.
It usually is. The simpler it looks, the harder it is. Yeah. That's what I've got. You know those athletes who get these gold medals and they make it look so simple. That's when you know it's really hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
So let me ask you about the Earth and Sky connection. So it's actually two stores. One's the Witchy Garden Shop, right?
And the other is the alternative.
And what do you have there? What kind of stuff?
Well, we carry crystals from all over the world, beautiful crystals from small to large, jewelry with the crystals in them. As you can see, both my son and I wear them religiously.
Spiritually.
Yeah, right. We have herbs, of course. We have gods and goddesses and Buddhas and dream catchers and shields and books and tarot cards, drums, didgeridoos. Help me out.
We have all kinds of really beautiful things from all around the world. The garden shop is definitely more geared towards our herbs. We do have a very large apothecary there, 400 herbs or more, like we were saying. Some that we grow, some that we have to import because they don't grow in our country.
some we mix
Yeah.
up.
I would
Yep.
think that would be great, especially when you talk about something like the Seed Fest, which
Yeah.
is at the beginning of the growing season,
Yeah.
right? Do you have seeds and stuff?
We
so
actually
people
give
can...
seeds away, tobacco seeds to everyone.
Yeah.
A pot of tobacco
That's-
seeds.
Oh, nice.
That's great.
Yeah, so people can not necessarily to smoke it, but
It's to use
because
for
we use
smudging
it.
and stuff?
We use it. Well, some people use it for smudging,
Okay.
but some also, like for myself, I use it to give thanks to the earth when I pick something from it. You know, just put a little tobacco down
offering.
and say thank you as an offering, right?
You know, when a friend of mine who's an elder and native, and when we bury animals that have passed away, she uses tobacco as part of
Exactly.
the ceremony.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we give away then.
Well,
Well, I
that's
want to
amazing.
come and get some so I can grow it.
That's it.
You're not supposed to grow it, right?
Yeah, you can
Depends
grow
on
it.
the uses.
Ye-
If you plan on smoking it, then you're bad.
Okay, not even if it's for ceremonial.
You can grow it for
uses?
ceremonial uses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That's all. That's what I would grow it
Wow.
for.
Very,
Okay.
very neat.
Yeah.
I just like growing stuff, right?
Right on.
Hey, why not? More
Yeah.
people should know how, you know?
Does it grow like because remember in Ontario the traditional tobacco belt was down southwestern Ontario,
Oh, it
right?
grows.
But even then, I thought they're working real hard to grow it in Ontario, right? Or in Canada. Have you guys grown it successfully up in the Barrie
Yes, we have.
area?
Yes.
Yeah, it grows
Yeah.
real well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problems. It's definitely a lot to do with how you tend your garden. That's for sure. There's not a lot of people that actually know how to garden. It's very
Well,
How
think
sad.
about it.
Dying
How
trait.
sad.
I mean, I'm just thinking about what's that garden place in Scotland, Findhorn? Do
Yes,
you guys
it
know
is.
about that?
Yeah. Beautiful.
And they work with, and they have, it's rocky soil.
Yep.
It's not very good there, but they've had huge yields and stuff. And apparently,
Yes,
they
they
work
have.
with earth spirits or gardens.
They probably talk to their plants.
Yeah,
Probably.
that's part of
Wow.
it, right? But I mean, do you guys do that too? Do you guys work?
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you call them? Nature spirits? Do you guys
Yeah.
work with
Fairies. The
Everything
fairies are
else.
the little
Spirit.
people.
the little people?
The little
Do you talk to
people.
gnomes or elements?
Yeah,
Well, you know,
elementals.
like my son
Elementals.
said, we're more normal than you
So
think.
out of depth with those words.
So they just talk to the plants.
That's why I said it that
I
way.
am talking to the plants and their spirits. Everything has its own spirit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything has an aura. You can even do. There's lots of weird tests that have been done in this world. I'm sure you know lots of them.
I've heard
but
some of those,
they've
yeah.
done aura tests on food, and it actually it does. It
Speaks
has
to you.
an like this plant itself has an aura. Maybe it might not be quite as energetic and vibrant and all of those things as somebody up and walking around, but it's there.
Yeah, one
So-
of those tests that I remember, I'm just going to say, is like they did it. They hooked up the electrodes to a plant,
Yeah.
2 plants, right?
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
to 1 plant, and then there was another plant beside it, and then some guy came in the room and he ripped up the plant that wasn't tied up to the electrodes.
And the other
right?
one felt it. Just
The
like I
other
did.
and the other plant went nuts on the electrodes. They
Thinking
measured
it's,
it, right?
it's next.
And then
Ah.
they a few minutes later, the same guy walked back into the room. As soon as he walked into the room, the plant freaked out, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that says a lot.
Yeah, it really does, eh?
Yeah.
It always makes me laugh with not to put the vegetarians down.
Hey, I'm vegan. Let's
No, I'm not going to put you down. I'm not putting it down. But
You're perfectly normal.
A lot of people think that plants. I've had vegetarian people say they won't eat anything with eyes, or they have a spirit, they have a feeling. But so do herbs and
Yeah,
foods.
exactly. So what are you supposed to
So
do?
we become breatharian. That's it.
What's that mean?
Oh, really?
What's that?
Breatharian
No,
means
this
you don't eat. You live on energy.
Yeah.
You live. You
No, that's
sun
what they
gaze
say.
and you go to breatharian. You live on. There
air
actually
alone.
are people on the planet that actually do. Now they actually even had a child.
That's right.
Well, there's something I have to look into.
Yeah, no,
Except
seriously.
there was a rumor that they were sneaking Big Macs in.
I don't think so.
That's what I heard.
You know what? My ex was vegan, and they kept saying that about him too. So I used that joke already.
All right, I know.
Who are you cheating in that case, though?
Yeah, you're
Who are you cheating?
Exactly.
Exactly, and that's the thing. When you
Lying
see them
to
on
yourself.
interviews, based on how they speak, and they understand energy, so it's like you're only cheating yourself anyway. So why would you do
right.
that, right? So, and plus, she had the baby. This woman had a baby, and they went through all of the tests, the natal tests and all of that you go through at your 3 months, 4 months, whatever. And so it's all documented.
Yeah, see? So that's next. I'm just saying.
That's where we're going.
You're being redirected kindly and quietly, I saw.
No, he does that all the time when I talk too much because he wants to be the one to talk. That's why.
Not really.
He's
Nope, take
busted.
it back.
You gave him up, right? No one's supposed to know that he's tapping me under the desk.
Well, it wasn't just that, because you kind of went, rose above him.
Because I was telling him, don't bug me.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was very cute.
So listen, guys, we don't have a lot of time left,
No.
but so we're going to give out the website and stuff like that. But is there anything else you just want to kind of bring up we still got a couple of minutes, something else you want to just talk about for a sec or let people know about?
I have a question if you don't have anything.
I'll answer your question.
Okay, so you talked a lot about Christianity with the natives and religion, and anywhere that things like Muslim or Jewish come into play here, because these are other religions too, right?
Any religion that doesn't stay open, or any religion that doesn't love one another, which is what Jesus Christ was really trying to say,
yes.
is love one
Yes.
another.
Yes.
I don't care what the religion is. If it's not loving one another, it's not what I call spiritual.
And wouldn't you say that if you actually get to the base of all of them, it's all about loving one another?
It is. That's all that matters in the world,
Yeah.
really, is love, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I mean, we learned that from
That's
the
what I was
Beatles.
actually going to say. That's all I would ever wish to anybody is just try to put a little bit more love into the world.
Skylar, I just so
community.
get that from you. I just so get that from you.
Thanks.
Wow, it's really
It was
amazing.
wonderful raising him.
Oh my God, I can just imagine.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't have kids, but if I would have had one like that, then I think I would have done it.
Yeah. Yeah, I have family members that are a little jealous of our
No
relationship.
kidding. No
Because,
kidding.
yeah.
You did something right, my dear.
Well, I was lucky, too. I was just lucky.
Yeah.
Well,
Both of us.
okay, wait a second. Wouldn't you say that this was kind of agreed to before you
Serendipitous.
got here?
Absolutely.
Like there's a contract?
Yeah, I still think I'm lucky. Because, when I look at my life and how I've lived my life and how I'm a single parent, I've done very well for myself, and it's all because I followed my heart. And I think that's the message about,
Good for you.
paganism really is follow your heart. Be of love and, love one another and be open, be honest, be real.
Be
Love
yourself.
that. Love
Be
that. Yeah. That's
Okay,
amazing.
guys.
Yeah,
Wow.
thank you so much for
This has
having
been
us.
great. We'd love to have you anytime. I know it's
Thank
a
you.
bit of a trek to get down here from
Yeah.
Barrie, but thanks for making it today.
But
Thank you.
maybe
We'd love to have you
we
guys
can go
too.
up
Yeah,
there.
thank
I would love
I
to
would
have
love
you
to.
come up.
I used to go through Barrie every day.
Well, you
I
are
used to
more
go
than
right up
welcome.
Penetang Road every day.
Well, please stop
Promise
by.
you, you'll
Yeah.
enjoy yourself.
If you
by.
come up for one of our festivals and you have to make a choice, come to Pagan Fest.
Okay.
Bring your wonderful people here, and let's. Actually, we are being filmed right now for the National Film Board.
Yeah.
Someone's doing a whole thing on paganism, a whole movie on paganism and the emergence of pagan ways, and you might want to connect with them too. We're in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Sounds like fun.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So what's the website?
EarthAndSkyConnection.com.
Okay, and also the address of the store. You said it's at 5 Points in downtown Barrie.
That's
but-
11 Clapperton Street
Okay.
in Barrie,
Right.
and the other one's 461 Penetanguishene Road.
Beautiful.
Thank you
All right,
so
guys.
much. Yeah,
Thanks
we
for-
enjoyed coming up. It
Thank
was
you
wonderful
so
to
much,
meet you both.
guys.
Yeah. So now we're just
Yeah.
going to take a break. You guys can stick around, have some fun,
Okay.
and Liquor Lunch will continue. We got Porrick Lally coming on right after this.
Talking economics. So
One
we're
of my-
going from
Yeah,
pagan to economics.
exactly. We'll be right back.
That's how diverse we are here.